Thank you guys for the feedback I got from the last video. And for those who are new here, I'd like to request you to hit the subscription button and the bell icon so that you will never get left behind, because I make awesome cool stuff using virtually any element around me. This is Ino from Innocent Signature Builds, and today's project is how I made the ring lamps using a recycled bicycle, and I incorporated a planter and a driftwood to make it really awesome. So without wasting much time, let's jump right in. So here guys, I brought the bicycle on my workbench, degreased all the bolts, unbolted both wheels, the front and the rear. And then I kept the frame for future projects, but all I wanted was the rims. Then I took off the rubber tires, proceeded to the workbench and ground off the bolt and the spokes. Took the rim back to the welding bench, clamped it down, then used the rotary tool to clean it, all the rust, dirt, anything that was on the rim. After that, I straight away took the driftwood, went to the jointer, and then tried to find a flat surface. That's what I use the jointer for. It makes it so easy for the wood to be flat and even. Then proceeded to the planer to find the exact thickness that I wanted for the two driftwoods. Right after that, I proceeded to my DIY circular saw slide, because if I have the same thickness of wood now, I need the same length, and the machine cuts 90 degrees all the time, every time. That's why I like it, and it's very safe. There will be no kickback because it's on the floor. Then went to this oscillating sander, took off the sharp corners, went to my random sander, then sanded from 80 grit all the way to 320. And I like sanding because I don't prefer painting wood. I like it to be natural, to have wood wax and all the grains to pop. So that's why I don't like painting wood. I prefer to use transparent finishes like wax and shellac. Talking of painting, I took the rims to my painting station. I have a rotating painting station to help me get the paint all even up. The distribution is great, the drying time is great, and it's really nice. Then I tried something I saw online where you sprinkle gold droplets on a black surface and then it becomes really awesome. And I was doing that for the two rims for quite some time. Left them to dry. I was using a brush, just sprinkling the gold droplets. Went back to my desk bench, tried to find the fitting bolts. Then I was doing wiring here. Put the wire in a hard rod and then pushed it through the support. Took off the painter's tape, and it was great. So here I've put the driftwood on the towel because I haven't finished, and I don't want it to have scratches, because if I do, then I have to resand again, which is quite tedious. And then here I brought back the rims after painting, and they really looked awesome. The gold was striking. I did that for both. Went outside because I use a different position, a different location to do the painting because of the ventilation, and the paint is always toxic. Clamped it down, tested, looks great. Then went back to make the planter. Took the branch, marked it on two sides, first on the half, and then marked on two sides to get the perfect spot to drill the hole. Then I clamped them in my irregular object clamp system. Took my spade drill bit, then I went to town. Drove through, drilled through, and it was really hot and smoking. So cautiously I went through the wood without breaking the bit, without breaking the wood, without starting a fire. Two sides of the branch. Right there. Then I took it off, observed, cut out the tear outs. Then I took it to my oscillating sander and made sure I made the hole smooth. Then took it back to my sewing jig, clamped it down because I wanted the cut to come out thin and clean. So I decided to use the hand saw, the Japanese saw. Went through really nice because I cannot use the table saw. It's really dangerous to use a table saw on things that are not, they don't have a plane. You might get really injured. I went back to the drill bit, to the spade bit, then drilled a hole to meet the initial hole at 90 degrees. It was really smoking. Oh, I was scared I will get them to catch a fire, but they didn't. Came back with driftwood, made a hole at the bottom so that the bolts can sit flush with the surface. Then brought out my electric chisel, drill a little bit to get the holes for the head of the bolts to sink in and sit flush. I did this to both pieces, but I won't bore you with doing the same thing twice. But I did the exact same thing. Clamped down the piece of wood, and in future I'll make a video on my workbench. I think it's really helpful. It has a lot of accessories to make my work secure. So the two ones that I've added, they are to help me to secure the wood not to move left or right. The 4 is to hold the wood down. And when you're working by yourself, you don't want anything to move. Then brought this jig for drilling holes. I drilled the first one vertically, then took a long drill bit, went horizontal to meet the first hole at 90 degrees. Then I came here to make the seals for the columns. So I came here, made 2 from a piece of scraped plywood. I made 2 of them. Then getting them out of this kind of cutting bucket bit is really tough, so you have to really put some work. Then I went again at it. Again here I came to heat the glue because I'm using hot glue to secure the LED around the rims. So I want it to be hot up to 250 degrees. So it was a matter of waiting. Yeah, so here I put the leather studs all around the the rim, and the reason is to cover the holes of the rim where the spokes were going through. I went through, there were 27 of them, as I was waiting for the glue to melt up to 250 degrees. Going round, that was the last one. And I'm using the leather stud so that the hot glue can have something to grab to between the rim and the LED. So just a matter of reinforcement. Then here began the tedious job of gluing. And then to begin gluing, I had to use the epoxy resin glue where I'm using the light to cure. So right there, I went back to using the light to use the resin glue, like to give me a start. Yeah, right there I'm using the light to cure the resin glue. And I kept going round, step by step. I will put the glue on each protrusion of the stud. Then I kept going round. And the challenge was trying to place glue on a vertical surface. The glue was just coming down, so I had to quickly attach the LED. But then again, the glue was crazy hot, so it was just a matter of timing. Put the glue, grab it real quick, avoid burning because it cools crazy fast. That's what I did all around with LEDs. That's how I secured them. Hot glue and leather studs. As you can see, the smoke, and then I prefer to use the mask because I don't know the toxic substance in the glue. Went all around until I finished. It was crazy hot. The glue was crazy hot and it was dripping, so it was just a rush against time and the temperature of the glue. Then finally I finished. Then trimmed off the LED to make it look like it's circular. Tested to see if the hot glue spoiled, but the connection was solid, and I was very happy. Then I took off some of the glue that dripped on the original base wood. Then I did it to the other one, but I won't bore you. Then here I came back with a wood finish. There's a wax for wood finish. Then I applied several coats of the wood wax on the wood to make the greens pop. Then I added an element of leather where the wires were coming out of the base to the column meeting the rim. Then I went below. Like, it was a really fun, challenging project because I was meeting new problems and had to improvise solutions as I go. But in general, I learned a lot in this project, and it was really an eye-opener to the possibilities of combining many elements together. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Here are the lights. They look really cool, they're strong, and I'm very grateful for spending some time with me I hope that I've inspired your creativity so that you can do something like this or something better than this. And that's all, guys, as you can see. And the lights, I'll make more and then they will be up for grabs in a short while. They came out absolutely stunning. The gold droplets around the black rims really make them pop. And the sunflowers in the